Welcome in here, all you cool cats and kittens. It's the Racing for a Cause. It is the family night presented by Evidence-Based Mommy, and we are back in action. It's Muth here in the booth. Chris Legoo up here, and Chris, it's the second week in a row here from the Bristol Motor Speedway.
Well, here we go again, Roger, and yeah, welcome up into the Lakeview Lounge, eh? We're getting ready to go, and this one is going to be a little different than last week. If you guys tuned in last week here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, you saw just kids, no age groups, and then you saw the significant others. Tonight, we're going to break it up just a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to break it up just a little bit. This first race tonight is going to go from the ages of 5 to 14, and that's going to give us 6 drivers. The next race that's coming up in just about an hour here on the East Coast, that'll be for the kids that are 14 years and up. They still have to specify as kids, and then after that one, we will have the significant others race. That is a spouse or, well, like it says, your significant other. But Chris, that's here in a little bit. Tonight, though, Dylan Greenaway was our kids winner last week, but he is going to move up into the next bracket of racers.
Yeah, 13-year-old Dylan absolutely smoked everybody last weekend, but had to give way for his brother Jacob to race. And I don't think he's going to have a problem with that, Roger. I think he's going to fit in fine with those older competitors here tonight. And Jacob, I've been watching him too. Maybe not as fast as his brother, but having a good time out there.
Yeah, it's all about having fun with your family. And here tonight, the Racing for a Cause family, Jacob Greenaway, obviously part of that family tonight. He will make his debut here in the second round of family night. His brother Dylan, giving away the little seat time a little bit. I heard they took over the sim yesterday and turned a bunch of laps, and a bunch of laps is what they're going to need. Right now, Jacob Greenaway, you see him out there on the 15 machine. He is currently sitting 6th on the board, but qualifying coming up next is going to start our lineup here for the second race here for family night here in just about the 2-minute marker. Chris, what do you say we throw it here to the good old USA, and we'll be back with the live qualifying action for family night.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome back here to the Bristol Motor Speedway for Family Night, presented by Evidence-Based Mommy. We are going to head into our qualifying session. I actually think we have one more driver entered into the race here tonight. We'll see if she is able to come out here on track. It's the driver of the 01 of Sarah Hartwell. Right now, though, Chris, the first driver out of pit lane is going to be the driver of that 94. I believe it's the Unicorn machine.
Yeah, the Unicorn Machine 94 from Charlotte Radford, Troy Radford's daughter. Last week, She had a heck of a fast car, Roger. She was able to get around the track really well. Some race incidents really kind of caught her. And talking to her dad, look, she's having a hard time hitting the pedals. She's having a hard time reaching out for that steering wheel. But the 94 is fast, so watch out for her. Tonight, though, I've been watching some other drivers maybe just a little bit quicker. Charlotte has her work cut out for her tonight.
Yeah, she puts in, not going to actually get credit with a lap time, but she will have one more. It does look like, though, the 15 of Jacob Greenaway has put down a timed lap in his 15 autism awareness machine. Right now, he is the only driver credited with a lap. He'll come across the line, and now he will be shown the second position as Charlotte Radford actually comes across the line in her unicorn machine. She takes the pole with a really quick time of 18.0, and just like that, actually, she's going to get bumped down. Here is the 35 of Emma Spinks. She was in contention last week, Chris, but once again, incidents kind of took her out of this one.
Yeah, it was a tough week last week. These kids kind of getting the feeling of these cars, Roger, and when they don't do it week in and week out, there is a learning curve to this. And a lot of people think, oh, well, it's just a video game. No, it's not. It's an actual sim. And these kids, by and large, are learning how to drive right here on iRacing. And it's a really neat thing to watch. Speaking of really neat, I'm looking at the 5 car of Jacob Snare right now. The old STP paint job, man, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and right now he has that 5 machine into, it's going to jump all the way from the 6th position all the way up to P number 3. So that is a huge gain for the driver of Jacob Snare making his debut here tonight. I think, Chris, if I remember hearing right through the grapevine, I think the STP on the side of the, or on the nose of this 5 car also indicates or is a significant piece of that Snare family. I think they are the, how do I remember it, is the owners or fan club of STP and Bubba Wallace or something like that.
Yeah. The owners have a team on iRacing. It's a group of drivers. They're big fans, and they've actually done some pretty cool things. Like they'll deliver sandwiches to the guys at the shop. They'll deliver sandwiches to the guys at the racetrack. They're really cool, and it's really neat to see that out there in the form of Jacob Snare here tonight.
That's pretty cool for them to go ahead and do that. So it shows the cross-platform between the iRacing side of things and the real-world aspect. And here's an aspect. Here is the 01 of Sarah Hartwell pulling out onto the track. And, Chris, sometimes you know what they say, slow and steady wins the race.
Well, that was definitely kind of the case last week. Well, it wasn't, but it could have been, Roger, except for Dylan. Dylan was just on fire last week. But nice little paint job here. And look at that Mountain Dew on the backside. And she hits the gas pedal. Sarah Hartwell, she's going to be out there to run.
Yeah, that car comes up to speed pretty fast there. That car is definitely she might be jacked up on Mountain Dew. I mean, I'm just saying, the way that car just came out of turn 2, it still looks like she's throwing it back and forth. And, we're going to lock him up there going into 3. Yeah. It looks like she will take it back to pit road. And, she will still get at least one timed lap if she gets out there. It looks like, still a minute to go. Still plenty of time to get around this little half-mile track, little over a half-mile track here in Bristol, Tennessee. So, Sarah,
the last great Coliseum, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Gladiators come to battle here.
And they have, Roger, and this time they're a little shorter than normal. But, man, this is awesome to watch. And, Al Smith out there saying, yeah, this is the future of sim racing. And you know what? It is. And mostly what it is right now, guys, is it's the parents showing the kids what they're doing on the fun side, and the kids just getting into their gear, having a good time, and that is what it's all about here. And I want to thank everybody once again for coming out to the Turn 3 Racing Network, where we're happy to put something like this on tonight, sponsored by Evidence Based Mommy. Can't forget them. Mrs. Radford will be racing later tonight.
Yeah, that's a little bit later tonight. Right now, it's all about the kids from the Racing for a Cause organization, as qualifying is just about to expire. There it is, the countdown. It hits 0. That means Aaron Medford is going to take our pole here tonight. And, well, Chris, it's going to be that time here. It's going to be, if I remember to take off my shoes and count right, I believe it's 7 drivers here in the age group from 5 to 14 years old tonight. It's going to be 25 laps the distance. No damage, no cautions here in this first race. So I hope everybody has their popcorn, their soda pop, or, well, I hope they at least have their turn 3 koozie, and I hope they have that turned up.
Yeah, you got to have it turned up. And Roger, what do you say we go right down through the grid?
Yeah, let's figure out what the evidence-based mommy starting lineup looks here tonight. Starting on row number 1, it'll be the 83 of Aaron Medford. Right alongside Aaron on the outside row of number 1, it'll be the 35 of Emma Spinks. Starting on row number 2, it'll be Jacob Snare making his first attempt here. And then it's Charlotte Radford back for Advengeance in that 94 Unicorn machine here tonight at Bristol. Row number 3, it's going to be the 15 once again. It's going to be the same old picture of Dad there, but this time it's going to be Jacob Greenaway behind the wheel of that 15 machine. Starting to the outside there on row 3, it'll be Easton Terry in the number 20 machine tonight. And I believe starting shotgun to the field will be the 01 of Sarah Hartwell. A couple other drivers just actually out spectating here. That's why they show on the timing and scoring. But I believe it is still 7 drivers here in this race tonight.
I think that's my count too. Let's see.
Take your shoes off real quick.
Yeah, I'm coming up with 7. Yeah, 7. We're going to go with 7.
Well, if not, we'll blame the timing and scoring, right?
Absolutely.
But we do got to welcome everybody as they look to go 3 wide with Charlotte here under this pace laps. You know, we got to welcome everybody in here on a Saturday night. It is family night tonight, presented by Evidence-Based Mommy. As the iRacing pace car lights go out, we will go green flag racing next time by. It's the 5 to 14-year-olds for family night. We also got to give one big shout out here before we drop the green flag. We got to say for Troy Radford, hey, all you cool cats and kittens, get ready to go boogity, boogity, boogity here tonight at Bristol.
Oh, absolutely. And I want to thank Troy for, you know, if he wasn't already there, I'd say he was pulling his hair out, but too late for that. Troy Radford doing a heck of a job getting this set up for all the kids and the significant others coming up later here tonight. Want to thank everybody, especially Evidence-Based Mommy and Troy Radford for getting this thing going. And speaking of going, here we go under the green.
Yeah, green flag is waving here at Bristol. 25 laps going to be the distance, and Emma Spinks charges ahead into turn 1, but she's going to lose the lead. Here comes Medford storming off turn number 2 on the bottom to retake it going into 3.
The 35, Emma Spinks, right on the back door, ready to go. Her dad had a heck of a race this past Wednesday in that super late model, but right now Emma Spinks running in second spot, trying to figure out a way to catch Aaron Medford.
It looks like the 01 machine of Hartwell is on the inside wall here in that machine right now. 1 lap down, having some issues. We stay green flag racing here, and just like that, 2 laps are in the books. It's Medford, Spinks, Snare, Radford, your top 4. Easton Terry rounds out the top 5, and so far, Chris, here in the first couple laps, it is all green flag, and it is all single file racing so far.
Yeah, so far, so good, Roger. This has been really a difference between last week and this week. These young kids really starting to show them all up here, especially the significant others.
Yeah, I'm watching this Emma Spinks machine, and remember, she was pretty quick last week. Look at her driving into turn number 3. Gonna close the gap on that Hot Wheels machine, and out of turn number 4, she's gonna be taking a peek to the inside here in turn 1, but Medford, these are some class acts out here on track. It just shows that these kids have stole their parents' sim rig, and they have been putting in the work this past week.
Unbelievable racing going on around Bristol. Emma Spinks holding that inside lane, trying to get there, and has caught the back bumper of Aaron Medford.
Yeah, it's all about holding a steady wheel here at Bristol. Medford going to go down, throw the block once again on Spinks. Spinks is going to close the gap, though, through the middle of the corner. It's inches. It's the game of inches at the front. Medford going to throw the block once again. Great racing at the front. Everybody else has started to spread out. It's Medford and Spinks, Snare, Radford, Terry back there in the 5th position. And Jacob Greenaway back here is just trailing just a little bit off that back of Easton Terry, about a half second back. Right now, Sarah Hartwell has pulled that 01 machine off track tonight.
And unfortunately for Sarah Hartwell, just not really able to get going, but the rest of these kids having a blast out there, and you can see it. You can see it how they're driving.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just them having a blast, because I mean, yeah, Emma Spinks is right there. How do you think right now Papa Spinks feels and Mr. Medford as these two are battling for the lead as we're getting closer to that halfway point? It'll be 16 laps to go this time by, and those blocks look like blocks that I'd throw on you.
Yeah, absolutely you would. There's no question about it. And Emma Spinks sneaking up to the outside now. Emma was taking a look, not able to get there, but that 35 getting racy. And here comes Jacob Snare starting to close the gap up just a little bit on first and second as Emma Spinks goes down to the inside. She pulled a move. It's down to the inside now, couldn't get there. And Erin Mefford holding on to the lead.
Yes, Spinks showed the nose of that 35 there to the inside, and I am just super impressed how they were able to hold the distance between both those Legends cars here tonight. And that could have spelled disaster for your two leaders, but fortunately for them, I mean, I'm speechless. They're still out there racing, and this is just, it's just great race. I don't even know what to say right now.
This is just as good as any of our regular leagues, Roger, and it's absolutely amazing. 5 years old, up to 14 years old. Absolutely amazing racing going on right now. And Emma Spinks isn't done yet. Jacob Snare in third spot, trying to close the gap a little bit. Erin Mefford, he's led every lap so far. And my goodness, we are still under green, and rightly so. You could have put cautions in this race, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, at this point, oh, Charlotte Radford going to go up into the wall. She's going to wall ride it around 1 and 2. And that's going to let Terry close in on that 94 machine. So it'll be a battle for the 4th position here once Easton Terry is able to run down the Unicorn machine. So it's the Napa Know-How trailing the Unicorn here with 11 laps to go at Bristol. They're both going to go high down into 3 and 4. And here comes the 20. Terry's going to go to the bottom. Contact!
Into the apron, contact! Off from the wall, they both go around.
It looks like Terry's going to be able to gather it up. So does Radford, but she's sitting there trying to find the right gear here in the midgets. It is a 4-speed transmission, and who is that? That is the 15 of Greenaway doing victory donuts here with 10 laps to go as the leaders go around him. It's a 3-car battle for the lead.
3-car battle for the lead. The 5 of Jacob Snare has caught up. Here comes Emma. Oh my Lord, Emma Spinks takes the lead.
It's the bump and run here at Bristol with 9 laps to go. Spinks is gonna bump Medford right up out of the way, and there goes that's the 5 there of Snare also is gonna sneak by there, and they sneak by the lap down car of Jacob Greenaway as he was having a little bit of issues. He's still back there doing some victory donuts. I think Dad's taking notes.
Erin Mefford now on the back bumper of Jacob Snare for trying to get back into second spot. A battle right now between Mefford and Snare. The 5-car holding on, throwing the big block, and the 5-car holding on to that middle lane. Mefford goes up to the top side, can't get there. And man, has this race changed with 7 laps to go.
Yeah, to be 6 laps to go here this time by for Emma Spinks. Last week wasn't able to do it, wasn't able to park the 35 in victory lane. Now she's just 6 laps away. It's under 6 laps now as she works upon the 94 of Charlotte Radford. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here when Emma gets to the back of Charlotte. You know, these kids aren't kind of wired and programmed and seasoned vets with 5 to go here to just kind of move over as a slower car. But it looks like Charlotte going to go to the top. She's going to run the top lane. Emma's going to go right to the bottom. It'll be 4 to go this time by at the line.
Charlotte Radford showing she knows how to get around a track. She goes up to the top side, allows the leader to go on by, and she is fighting back on the outside, trying to get back on the lead lap. The 35 of Emma Spinks still motoring on. Here comes the 5 of Jacob Snare to put Radford. And Radford actually battling back. Radford doing a good job. She's got the speed. She just didn't have the starting spot that she was looking for tonight.
Yeah, and it's all about starting when we come to one of these little short tracks about where you're going to start, where you're going to be able to run. And right now, Emma Spinks started, I believe it was on the outside row, and right now has taken the lead. And this time by, it'll be popsicle sticks in the air for Emma Spinks. Just 1 more mile of racing to go here in the kids' race tonight, presented by Evidence-Based Mommy.
Emma Spinks holding on to that bottom line, holding her line true. She's been solid all night long. She really learned something last week, Roger, and it is translating into a possible victory here tonight. 1 lap to go, and that 1 lap presented by Oh, we're going to call it Evidence-Based Mommy because that's who is sponsoring tonight. But half a lap to go here at the Great Coliseum.
Yeah, and off of turn number 4, it looks like Emma Spinks has set sail. She will win tonight, but the battle is for that second position. Here is Snare. He's going to come across the lines. P number 2 as he makes contact in turn 1 then. They're all having a little bit of a ball, so it's Snare and Metford coming home there 2 and 3. Charlotte Radford's going to get that 4th position. Easton Terry is 5th. Jacob Greenaway going to go up and give a tap to Emma saying congratulations. So Emma going to win. Jacob Greenaway is 6th, and Sarah Hartwell will round out our 7-car field here for the kids' race tonight. So Emma Spinks is your winner for round number 2 of Family Night for the kids.
Remember, this is just round 1 of Family Night here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Evidence-Based Mommy bringing all the action, and we got our first winner here tonight, Emma Spinks.
So with Emma Spinks finishing P1 tonight, Chris, you think Emma's going to be on the mic if we pull her up here?
I don't know. I think we should do what we did last week, Roger. Let's go down.
Well,
Try and
hey,
figure it out.
What do you say we just pop on in? Go ahead. So while Chris gets everybody ready here for the post-race show tonight, brought to us by Evidence-Based Mommy, we got to thank everybody for tuning in, not just, the fans that are out there, the parents that are watching, and all the kids that have tuned in tonight. We got to thank you guys. This wouldn't have been possible at all. But let's get right to the Evidence-Based Mommy post-race show here. Chris, what do you have in store for us tonight?
Well, let's talk to race winner Emma Spinks. And man, what a ride she had. Emma, this is Chris and Roger up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes.
Emma, congratulations, honey. You did a great job finishing first place tonight, and you're number 35. How did that make you feel?
Happy.
You're happy. And how old are you, Emma?
7.
You're 7 years old. You did a great job for a 7-year-old. You're ready to go full time on the NASCAR schedule, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh man, Roger, it's too much for me, man. I'm over here laughing and smiling all too much at the same time.
Well, Chris, that's what it's all about here on Family Night. Emma, tell us a little bit about this race. How many laps did you practice this week on Daddy Sim to get ready for this race?
A lot.
Chris, a lot is a lot because it definitely shown here tonight for Emma Spinks. Emma, who do you got to thank, though, for this win tonight?
My daddy.
Short, sweet, to the point right there, Chris. It's all about thanking Daddy.
And that's the way it ought to be. Matthew, you must have a big smile on your face, bud. Congratulations. You got yourself a winner. And man, oh man, how about that?
Was shaking.
Atta boy, bud. Congratulations to all of you kids that ran tonight. I want to thank you very much for coming out to the Turn 3 Racing Network and watching racing here tonight. How much fun did you guys have? So much, Roger, they couldn't even talk.
I was going to say speechless. Let's see it. Charlotte Radford, do you have a copy? It's Muth and Chris here up in the booth. Well, I think they all ran away, Chris.
They all did. They know they got other races going on here tonight, so they're swapping busily. Guys, we're going to have to take a quick time out here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We're going to set up race number 2 coming right up around the corner. Make sure to check us out all night long here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We've got our second race of 3 coming up right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Remember that this link no longer going to be good. You're going to have to back out and come back in to find our other links for tonight's races. And we are going to get ready to roll as Family Night continues right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
Yeah, just about an hour's time from now, race fans, you'll be able to tune right back in here and catch the next race. It's going to be the 14 years old group and up. Dylan Greenaway is moving up into the next round, so you will be able to catch him in that next race to see if he can defend the crown that he had next week. Tune in just an hour's time right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Catch all the stars from the Racing for a Causes, their kids out there on track. Chris and I will be back here in just a little while, race fans. We will see you then.
Good night.